Janet, this is really a nice parade this year. I understand there are about 56 entries.
It's been an annual event almost every year, I think, since I've been in Neodesha. I know I've been to several of them, and I've been here a long time. It's always an exciting time, and we have a lot of people out on the streets this afternoon, a fine crowd here in Neodesha, and the weather couldn't be much better unless the sun would shine and the wind would shut down.
Well, certainly, compared to the East Coast, they're getting bombarded by a lot of snow, and this is a beautiful day. About 50 degrees, a little bit cloudy, but couldn't be any better. I just hope Santa's able to make it in toward the tail end of the parade.
There'll be a lot of disappointed kiddos if Santa doesn't make it. Following the VFW group, we have the Neodesha Fire Department in full force.
Well, we really have a remarkable fire department, Janet. I tell you, they have 3 or 4 different fire trucks.
One of the local firemen entertaining the kids along the way with extra siren power.
Seems like just about every time you get ready to say something, they let it go. And they are loud. The kids love them.
We now have the Emergency Medical Service in the Neodesha Ambulance, which is a city-operated function. Anyway, with all that noise, Santa should be able to find it.
There, just before the band, is the Wilson County Rural Fire Department Emergency Lighting System.
Up and coming, we have the Neodesha High School Blue Streak Band. The director is Ray Essington, and they've made fine progress this year. I hear good things about the band from my students, and they're marching with pride. Let's listen to them. From our neighbors to the north.
And I might say that Harkey the Clown is a professional clown trained at San Diego State University. He's a member of the Wichita Clown Club and does private parties. All medical visits are done free. This is Prestige Float from Prestige Cabinet, and looks like Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman, one of Neodesha's fine industries. We're very proud to have all of our local industry to help support the community.
And you know, it's so unique that Neodesha's industries do business all over the United States and even some over the world.
Coming into view now is our local state representative and a native Neodeshaan, Rochelle Chronister. Driven today, I believe that's Marty Baumwart driving her.
Yes, that is Marty's new little Chrysler.
by a gospel group from Fredonia.
They've got a great sound.
That is good. In Altoona.
Is that tonight?
Tonight in Altoona.
Okay. This is the Girl Scout Troop number 9 float. I believe that's Jim and Sharon Jackson.
Jim's pride and joy, the red pickup. This looks like junior high age girls.
The next float is the Neodesha Chamber of Commerce float.
Followed by the president of the Neodesha Chamber of Commerce in the back seat, John Guchenritter, and our new chamber manager, Dave Burnett.
This is Glenn Jones, our county commissioner, driven in a little Chrysler convertible by Floyd Bishop.
Aerosol Kids Express, up and coming. Aerosol's been here for a long time. This is really fascinating. They have smoke coming out the stack and everything. And music. Wonderful.
That is a neat float.
That is.
Carl Stratemeyer up there navigating that.
And Bobby Bush is on there. The Gift of Hope, Parents and Learning, in Neodesha Elementary School, sponsored by Neodesha Savings and Loan. Young people really are the hope, and they're the hope of the Neodesha schools and the Neodesha community right now.
Janet, the next one in the parade is Miss Teenage Kansas, or Miss Kansas Teenager, I guess. That is, of course, none other than Melanie Ramey, and she had a very exciting Thanksgiving as she went and competed in the national competition as they took a cruise down to 5 islands in the southern Atlantic Ocean.
Ralph Johnson singing on the Dairy Queen float, backed up by Jeff Cheshire and Butch Stimson.
I'd have to say that must be Boot Scootin' Boogie.
Yeah, very good.
Great job, guys.
Good hand. In the big red Cadillac with the D on the front, we have coming up the Neodesha city officials. These gentlemen give hours of their time free, gratis, and I think it's very wonderful that they do this. We all certainly appreciate their efforts at keeping Neodesha going. Mayor Oris Killebrew and the 2 commissioners, Leon Fawcett and Gene Pendleton.
Boy, they don't make them like that anymore, do they?
Oh, what a beautiful car.
That car has lots of space in it.
Right.
This is a Neodesha preschool float.
Oh, the kids will love this. They're throwing candy.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not already out there.
They're really not
picking
being
it
very
up.
aggressive.
Oh, there they go.
Yeah. They finally hit where there are some kids. There weren't any kids back there earlier. Parents and children. The Neodesha preschool. Alice Arnold and Paula Lamondola on the float with the children today.
The cute little MG leading there, Janet, is driven by Neodesha's D.A. Pace. That's a little 1976 MG. He's very proud of that. They explained to me they had 29 Shriner members and had 45 MGs amongst all of them.
My gosh. They have them all decorated up for Christmas. These guys have really gone to some effort.
Yeah.
What's the value of one of those, Danny? Any idea?
I'd really hate to take a guess, but I would say probably in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, and some of them you know, as collector's items, may even be considerably more than that.
Those guys really have a lot of pride. Look how those things shine. I should turn my car over to them and let them work on it for a while. Mine never looks that good.
Well, I don't think they get them out and drive them other than just to the parades and back, so
I'm sure they don't.
That's about the only way you can keep them looking that nice. These guys always have a great time. They love to go to parades and perform. Of course, different groups do different things. This is just the MG division, I guess.
I don't see a lot of familiar faces, so some of these people drove in to come to Neodesha Parade. I think that's wonderful. This is a really old one coming up.
Yeah, I wish I'd had an opportunity to go back and chat with him and find out how old that was.
Coming up is the float sponsored by the First Neodesha Bank, which is right here behind us today. Some of the Neodesha employees and their children, no doubt, are on the float. It's very pretty. Very Christmassy. Head Start float. Neodesha just started Head Start again a couple of years ago, and I think it's been a very successful endeavor. I've watched the kids decorating these boxes when I go on my daily walks. They had them down the old UT building. Here comes the Little Red Wagon, 4 County Mental Health Association. This is the pride and joy of several of the 4 County Mental Health employees, and they go to parades all over this part of Kansas and have begun to win some prizes, so they're real pleased.
They represent Elk, Chautauqua, Wilson, and Montgomery County.
Followed by a juggler.
That was a strange face in itself.
Yeah, yeah.
I know who that was. This is Sands, Tool, and Level float.
Junior high and elementary schools from Neodesha. Chambers Jewelry Store float, right?
That's right. And I believe that's Jeff Olive, Gary Smith, John Olive, and Dennis Files, members of the local Haywire Band.
And they have their children with them on the float. Look at those hats. School with their principal, Mrs. Ricketts, followed by some of their teachers and other people who work for the schools. Dedicated teachers giving their Saturday to being in the parades. Wonderful.
Well, I think we were supposed to have another group in here, but they must have got lost. This is the Lucky Horseshoe 4-H float. Very creative, I would say. I understand that all the packages were actually wrapped by the youngsters.
Oh, great. Hope there's something good in there. Oh, one of the packages fell off. Somebody else throwing candy. How exciting. Here we are up on this thing and can't get down to get any. Geneva Lanning.
BPW Woman of the Year.
Geneva's a long-time resident of Neodesha, taught school here, and had many of these people as students. She's a very important lady to Neodesha.
Well, Janet, long time is hardly the word for it. Just to tell you what it's all about, she was my 5th grade teacher.
How neat, but you're only 15, right?
That's right.
Right.
Going on 20.
Going on 20.
And the next one is the BPW District Director, Mary Tess. The Edward D. Jones and Company float with the Brownie Troop, number 28. It's D. Jones is the leader.
Coming up with Danny Erb.
Yeah, I believe Danny, excuse me, Janet.
There he is. We missed him. Whoa. Somewhere.
You have to speak quickly here,
Yeah.
I guess. Well, Danny was a state horseshoe pitching champion anyway.
Give him credit. The Lions float now. Oh, and the local Powder Puff royalty.
Oh,
Shanda Baird riding the lion, and King and two princes.
Yeah, that's Nathan Burt. The King, Josh Shoup, and Jeremy Hall are the princes, and they were decked out royally the night of the game.
I'm really glad they started that again. The kids loved it.
Yeah, it was a great program.
And the Hardly Able fire trucks. You light 'em, we fight 'em. From Fredonia.
That's A.D. Wolf of Fredonia, and he tells me that's a 1952 Ford truck, and it was restored by him. The Neodesha Insurance Agents float is coming up next.
Queen Misty Toomey coming into view. Football royalty. Kim Mitchell, Jackie Springer. And followed by the pep club and the cheerleaders.
Yeah, that truck that you just caught the tail end of was the athletic department here at Neodesha, and there was one representative from each sport in there. They were anxious to get on television, you can tell.
They probably are looking for a career. Grade school band with Ray Essington, the director, leading them. Let's listen. Neodesha's always had fine music.
This is a Neodesha Rotary Club float. A Ferris wheel, no less. That's really neat.
Could be indicative of Norman #1 almost, with the wheel thing going. Here comes another one. Another Girl Scout troop. This is troop number 143 with their leaders. Dia Blevins and Linda Brown. Wilson County Hospital up and coming. They're really decked out. I see the administrator as Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, the theme of this float is Baby's First Christmas.
How cute.
Betty Shoup was the chairman of the float committee.
Really good. City of Neodesha. Neodesha, Kansas, 1992. It was established in 1871, according to the banner. I remember when we had the centennial. It's been a while.
Well, this is the Cub Scout pack number 30. Tammy McEwen is the leader, and I believe they have 35 members, grades 1 through 4. They help gather over 1,400 pounds of food to be distributed at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
1,400 pounds, that's a lot of food
a lot
for
of
little guys. Wow, that's wonderful. I think this must still be some of them coming, isn't
Yes,
it?
this is the Tiger Cub group here. I believe on the back of the sign it's probably going to say Cubs.
Oh, okay. You have to read them coming and going to get the whole picture.
That's right. Well, it doesn't say Cubs.
Next we have a Model B 1937 John Deere tractor owned by Bill Jensen. However, this afternoon his bride of many years, Lucille's up on the tractor.
Yeah, that's Bill driving though.
Bill's driving.
He's got him headed, or got her headed in the right
Right,
direction.
she'll go where he wants her to go. This is another group from the high school. This is the Peer Helper.
This is through FHA, sponsored by, or headed by Evelyn Rue. Evelyn got a grant developed, I believe it has 25 kids in the group.
And another group, the Neodesha Future Farmers of America, a very active group at the high school, doing lots of good things.
And we
have horses.
I believe J.R.
Martin
Travis
Swartz.
or Swartz, I guess it was.
Or on the horses, huh? And here he comes, the one everyone's been waiting for. Santa! He made it.
Well, we were a little concerned whether he was going to get here today, but he did cruise in one way or the other by land, sea, or air. He said he'd get here.
Or by cobalt boat. What a beautiful boat.
I wonder if that was on the Vertigus or Fall River.
I don't know. As much rain as we've been getting, it may have worked that way. Oh, he looks happy to be here, and I know all the kids are glad to see him.
Santa will be meeting with those kids down at the gazebo at the library park just as soon as this is over, and I bet he's got a treat for all of them. And it's followed up by the Neodesha Police Department. That's Craig Pittman driving the police car.
And back to Neodesha traffic coming through town. It's been a good afternoon for a parade. We're happy to have been here and pleased that everyone could join us.
Well, it was a great afternoon, and I really like to say thanks to Cablevision for filming the parade, and they will be showing it on television one of these days. That's to be announced soon. It's great to have businesses that stand behind communities such as Cablevision, and I know everyone is really going to look forward to going back and watching the parade and watching themselves in the parade and see how silly they look.
And Danny and I'll be seeing if we look silly or sounded silly.
Well,
it's been a pleasure being here. Good to work with you,
well,
Danny.
Well, certainly, Janet, and I'm really privileged that they chose you, and you know, gosh, it's been a lot of years since I was out there at the high school.
That's right.
You were one of my favorite teachers.
But I was there even then. Good afternoon from Neodesha, Kansas.